Guys, we're still factoring polynomials here. All right, so we're talking about perfect square factoring. All right, so now this one has a bit of something that you guys have known a bit before, which is like a squared minus b squared. You know, we did a squared plus b squared, for example. So those are perfect squares. But now we're dealing with perfect squares factoring. Okay, so if you have a format, your problem is written in this format, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, your final answer will be written as a minus b, then raised to the second power, both of them. Okay? And then if it is a squared plus 2ab, that means 2a times b plus b squared, it is equal then to a plus b in parentheses squared. As you guys can see, when you have a negative sign in the middle with the middle term, what happens here? Your answer contains a minus sign between the two terms a and b. And then if you have a positive sign here, then you also have a positive sign in the middle or in between the two terms for the answer as well, okay? So you can see that and know automatically how to detect these problems, and then so that you can be faster in answering your questions. Now, so let's go at the problem so we can really see what's happening here, okay? So we go practical now. So you have 16x squared minus 24x plus 9. So the first question is, which one of these two formats this one goes with? So that would be the first one because you have the negative sign there. This one, the first term is positive, and the third term is positive as well. Okay, but the second one, the middle, is negative. So automatically, you're thinking about something like this one. So you're not going to think about something like this. All right? So already, you're going faster here. Now, the other thing is, before you even claim that it is the first term, you got to be able to take the square root of the first term, square root of the third term very quickly. So what's the square root of 16x squared? We all know is what? So you have square root of 16x squared. That would give you what? That would give you 4x, right? Okay, because 4x times 4x is 16x squared. And then also for 9, you take square root of 9, which is what? 3. All right? So already, so you're telling yourself, oh, okay, this is looking like something that I like. Okay, so the next thing, just to stamp on it and then know that, okay, this is definitely what I'm looking for, is by multiplying these two terms, and then after you multiply by 2. So it's like you're doing 2 times 4x and then times 3. So that will give us what? 2 by 4, 8, 8 by 3, 24, and that is 24x, right? So if you take this one, you multiply, so it's giving you 24x, which is right here, correct? So basically what you're doing is that you're taking the square root of the first term, square root of the second term, 4x, and then 3. You multiply them together, and do not forget about multiplying it by 2. And once you multiply by 2, then you have 24x. Okay, we multiply by 2 because, of course, you know, it's 2 terms that we're dealing with. So that's a, square 2. Okay, so that's the reason why, because we're multiplying the same thing by itself. All right, so then what's happening here? So once you get that, that's it, you're done. So this is your A, this is your B. So you end up with, this is equal to 4x minus 3, and then raised to the second power. All right? So of course, you can always check your answer just to make sure that you're doing right. Okay? It's very important to do that as well at the beginning, and then later on, once you know what you're doing, you don't need to do it anymore. So let's say that we wanted to check it, right? So to check it out, so that means you have 4x minus 3 that you're squaring, which is just the same thing as 4x minus 3 times 4x minus 3. So you're using the FOIL method again, the first, the outer, the inner, and then the last. All right? So you do that, and then you end up with what? 16x squared, and 4x times negative 3, negative 12x, then negative 3 times 4x, another negative 12x, and negative 3 times negative 3 is going to give you positive 9. So when you combine them, 16x squared, these two together, both same signs, you add and you keep the sign. So it's going to give you negative 24x, then plus 9. And ladies and gentlemen, you are finished. So that's the same thing as the original problem. So that means this is definitely correct. This is your right answer that you're dealing with. Okay? So that's what we need to look into. So this is your answer here. Okay? So this is actually the step that you're working on right now at the beginning, but later on you can do a lot of it, in your head, and then you'll be able to get your answer a lot faster. Okay? So this is a question actually that should take you like 30 seconds to solve. All right? But since we're learning, we're taking the time to learn, so this is it. Now let's go to the second one here. So we have x squared plus 14x plus 49. Okay? So what's the difference here? All of them positive signs. So if you look at this one also, all of them are positive signs, especially the middle one, which is positive. So that means you're looking into working on getting an answer like this one. But before you get that answer, like how we just broke it down here, so it's better to do what? Finding the square root of this one, okay? So square root of x squared will give you what? Will give us x, okay? Then square root of 49 is giving us 7, because 7 times 7 is 49, because x times x is x squared, right? So you are able to find the square root, of the first term and then the last term. So you always do that exercise very quickly. And then after that, you can multiply the two of them up, and then whatever you get as answer, you multiply that answer by 2, okay? So that means you're doing 2 times 7 times x, which is going to give you 14x. So do you have 14x here? Yes. So that means that you are correct. You can use this solution format to get your answer, right? So that means what? That means this is equal to, then what is A? A is x plus B. B is 7. And then you squared it as well. And this is your final answer. All right? So you can always do this. Then you can always, again, check this one as well, just to make sure that it is also correct. All right, so let's do that very quickly here. So you have then x plus 7 times x plus 7, right? So you're saying first and outer. So x times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. All right? Then the inner. And then the last. So you have 7 times x is 7x again. And then 7 times 7 is plus 49. And then you have to combine like terms in the middle. So you end up with x squared plus 14x plus 49. And you are finished. Okay? So you are finished. And so you're good. Okay, guys? So again, do not forget to share, comment, like, and especially also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more to come, okay?